11 minutes. Michael stood outside his own front door for 11 minutes. The key in his hand was cold. But his heart was colder. Inside, Grace had kept dinner warm for 2 hours. She had stopped calling his phone 53 minutes ago. This was the third Thursday this month. The third time he had walked up these steps with a lie still wet on his tongue. Michael knew, not in his head, but in the deepest, quietest place of his heart, that he had become someone he never wanted to be. The man Grace married would never have done this. But that man had been buried. Buried under laughter. Under peer pressure. Under the slow, silent death of a conscience that screamed stop while his feet kept walking forward. It did not begin with desire. It began with Derek's laugh. One night won't kill you, brother. You think I love my wife any less because I taste other fruit? Derek always had a way of making wrong things sound reasonable. Then Paul would lean in. Every married man does this. Every single one. She'll never know. What she doesn't know won't hurt her. Michael had always felt it was wrong. From the deepest part of his heart, a small, quiet voice that sounded like his mother's prayers and Grace's wedding vows woven together. But his peers did it. They called him soft when he said he was going home. Don't be the only husband sitting on the couch tonight, Mike. Be a man. And that was the lie that hooked him. That being a man meant breaking the heart of the woman who trusted you. So Michael silenced the voice. Just once, he told himself. Just once. Then I will never do it again. The first time Michael came home late, the clock read 1:47 in the morning. He had done nothing. Nothing with anyone. He had simply sat in the back of Derek's car while Derek and Paul laughed with two women whose names Michael did not ask for. But the guilt was already there. It sat in his throat like a dry pill he could not swallow. He slipped into bed beside Grace. She stirred. Her hand found his chest for one heartbeat. Then she turned and fell back asleep. Michael did not sleep. He stared at the ceiling until the sun turned the curtains gray. The voice inside whispered. This is not you. And Michael agreed. But the next month, when Derek's name lit up his phone at 9 p.m., Michael put on his shoes. He kissed Grace on the forehead and said he was getting air. And the lie became a little easier to say. Once a month became twice. Twice became every other week. And every other week became, whenever Derek called. The women's faces blurred together. Michael stopped remembering their names after the third one. He stopped looking them in the eyes after the fifth. But he never, not once, stopped remembering Grace's face. That was the torture. He would be in a hotel room or the back seat of a car or someone's dimly lit apartment, and suddenly Grace's face would appear behind his eyelids. The way she laughed with her whole body. The way she said his name like it was a safe word. Every time, he swore it was the last. Driving home, he would make promises to God that he never kept. Never again. I swear. Never again. And every time, Derek's voice was louder than the whisper in his heart. One more time won't hurt. You deserve this. You work hard. Michael believed him. Because believing Derek was easier than looking at himself in the mirror. Grace was not blind. She noticed the cologne he never used to wear. The way he showered the moment he came home, even at 2 a.m. The way he checked his phone and then tilted the screen away from her. She told herself she was imagining things. Good wives trust their husbands. But trust, she learned, is not blindness. One morning, after a night when Michael came home at 4 a.m. smelling of perfume that was not hers, Grace asked the question she had been afraid to ask. Michael, is there someone else? Michael looked at her. His wife. His heart. The woman who had left her family, her city, her dreams to build a home with him. 10 years of her life. And he lied. No, Grace. Never. There's no one else. The voice inside him screamed so loud he thought his skull would crack. But his mouth stayed closed. And Grace, sweet, faithful Grace, chose to believe him. Because that is what love does. Until love cannot do it anymore. The truth has legs. It always catches up. A friend of a friend, someone who owed Grace nothing but honesty, saw Michael leaving the Grandview Hotel. 11 p.m. A Thursday. With a woman who was not his wife. The text message arrived on a Tuesday afternoon while Grace was folding laundry. She read it once. Then she read it again. She did not scream. She did not throw things. She did not call Michael to curse him. She simply sat down on the sofa. She picked up their wedding photo from the shelf. And she waited. When Michael walked through the front door at 7:15 that evening, early for once, he found her exactly there. "I know," she said. 2 words. They hit Michael like a truck. He did not ask what she knew. He did not demand proof. He did not lie again. Michael fell to his knees. Not because she pushed him. But because the weight of 10 years of lies finally broke his spine. And in the silence of that living room, with the wedding photo between them like a ghost, Michael did the first honest thing he had done in a very long time. He wept. That night, Michael did not make excuses. He did not blame Derek. He did not blame the whiskey. He did not say, "You don't understand how hard it is." He looked at Grace, his wife, his victim, his only hope, and he spoke the truth at last. "You deserved better. I was wrong. I have always known it was wrong. And I am so sorry." Grace did not forgive him immediately. Forgiveness is not automatic. It is not a switch you flip because someone finally cried. But she did not leave. She stayed. Not because she was weak. But because she believed that a man who confesses, truly confesses, might still become the man she married. For the husband who feels the war inside. For the man who has silenced the voice in his heart until it almost died. These are the words of the Lord. Proverbs 27 verses 5-6. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33. Do not be misled, bad company corrupts good character. Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Ephesians 5 verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. The road back is long. Michael walks it still, one honest day at a time. The voice that whispered wrong is now the voice he obeys. Let him who thinks he stands take heed, lest he fall. And let him who has fallen know. Grace is still waiting, if you will truly come home. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos.